fucking engage. Welcome to the Smith Hole. Welcome to the What the Hell Everything podcast. My name is Smitty. Thanks so much. It is fucking noon Eastern Standard Time, and kicking off the show. It's funny, right here, right next to me, I have the police station. From my downtown apartment, I can see, if I had the window open, I could see the fucking police station every day at noon. The fucking siren test. I haven't been able to time it just yet. Almost. It just ended right before we went to fucking warp speed. And if you're on the live stream, thanks so much. Drop a comment, drop a reaction, suggestion, request. You want to just chime in? By all fucking means, man. I really do feel like this noon live stream is going to be the way to go. I really like the setup of it, and is going to allow me to do this more and more. Because that 9 a.m. one, it just wasn't working. But noon, I think we're all right. But a good show today, including we got 3 years down. We got 2 to go in the 5-year plan, 2 years before I go to Ireland. So the yearly progress report for the 5-year plan, that's on the way. All sorts of other cool reactions, suggestions, some cool Irish shit by request. Going to play just the tip, basically reaction roulette, give a 30-second song sample before moving on to something I want to hear. All sorts of stuff, man. All sorts of stuff. Headline scrolls. Yeah. Hopefully it was exciting. But as I started last week, and I fucking stupidly didn't even answer my own question when I debuted a new segment on the podcast, the question of the day. Thought it'd be fun to kick off. I just came up with a question. By the end of the podcast, I would answer that question, then maybe get you to chime in on that question as well. And that's the question of the day. Last one was, what was your Deserted Island album? It came from a request for Acid Bath. It said that album would be on the Deserted Island. And I'm like, well, that's a good fucking question. What album is on your Deserted Island? So just to start off the podcast, I'm just going to get that out of the way and say what mine is, since I forgot to answer my own fucking question last podcast. What is my Deserted Island? I gave it a lot of thought, but it really has to be Metallica, Master of Puppets. That is easily the album I've listened to most in my life. And I go to bed, not every night, but I'll turn on a classical music playlist that I made, and Orion is on it from Metallica, the instrumental for Master of Puppets. And I use that to go to sleep a lot. I kick off that classical music playlist with Orion. And there's just so many. It's a perfect fucking album with power and aggression and smart songwriting and beauty. And that would be the one to keep me sane if I was fucking stranded on a deserted island. But what is your Deserted Island album? If you're on the live stream, let me know, or just drop it in the comment section or message me if you're listening via some sort of audio podcast, But there we go. I answered that question. Now the word of the day. We should probably switch over this input, because I'm jamming to the Beatles in the background a little bit here. Mm-hmm. I really don't care. Hey, the word of the day. Let's learn some things. Rangy? Is that what that is? R-N-R-A-N-G-Y. R-A-N-G-Y.
Rangy.
Rangy. New word of the day voice, too. Meanings. I've heard this word before, but I don't even know if I know what it means. Should I take a guess? Rangy. Nope. Got nothing. What does rangy mean? Slender and long-limbed. Okay, I've heard that described in that way before. I just couldn't think of it. Rangy. Lanky, slender, long-limbed. All right. It's an adjective. First recorded in 1865 to 1870, comes from the noun range, which refers to an open region for grazing livestock. Range comes from the old French word range, meaning row, which is a derivative of rank or line, related to rank, which is a row or line of people. All right. The rangy horse galloped gracefully across the open field. Learning things. One thing I've never been in my whole life.
Rangy.
Never. Ever once. Nope. It's kind of plotty, Not very graceful. Well, kind of graceful. I got balance. I would deceive you. I have great reflexes and balance. But other than that, I'm kind of a klutz. So yeah, there we go. We learned things. Word of the day. Fucking A. All right, yeah, man. The progress report. 5-year plan. I really think back on that. Me deciding to do that. And I feel just as strongly now, more strongly now than I did then when I decided to leave radio and set out on my own and get another full-time job, just try to make ends meet while I'm making this fucking thing. And basically having 2 full-time jobs, one is not really paying that much when I started, for sure. But I look back on it now and I'm like, fuck yes, you are on the right fucking track, man. And I was thinking, I actually rewatched my last year's progress report where I was just comparing the headspace that I was in at the time, because I kind of knew that whole Cadillac apartment was going to go south, and that was just down the back of my head the whole time. And even then, as shitty of a fucking headspace as I was in real world things, god damn it, I was still so fucking positive. I don't know how I maintained that positivity. I'm glad I did, because when everything went south and you fucking just another dick punch and you move back in with the folks and you're like, okay, there's no real estate here whatsoever. Actually, a fun story about that coming up on Headline Scrolls. Not a fun story, just a fucking shitty story about that sort of thing. Anyway, couldn't find a place. You're like, fuck, man. I think I'm just going to move to Ireland early. And that was a real plan. Not move, go early. See what I could work out with a work visa or something, But then this place just popped up, man. And for as shitty of a headspace as I was in then, I can't even tell you the 180. That's your Smith progress report. Right there, the 180 in headspace. From just feeling like, fuck, everything is fucked, to now everything is not fucked. And I have just really, really fucking recommitted myself to doing the show that I really set out to do. And I really feel like I am in that place now where just little tweaks in the schedule like this, the noon thing is like, okay, boom. I schedule Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for podcast, and I haven't been doing Mondays because I've had other shit to do. And, but realizing, okay, sometimes you have to shift things to make other things work. I have other projects that I'm working on for the channel that are going to be pretty fucking cool, I think, and pretty fucking fun, and I hope people like them. And that's part one of the progress report. I'm just going to look at some of the fucking numbers here, even though I'm not a stats guy necessarily. It's got to be about the feel, and I got the feel. I feel like things are fucking pretty rad. And the stats, I think, reflect that. So this is last year I'm looking at. If you're looking at the video, it is just a screenshot of the What the Hell Everything podcast YouTube page. But 1.9, I can't see because that's a shitty fucking blurry image of my shitty eyes. Doesn't know if that's not glasses or if it's just the way the picture looks. But it's like it's like 1,903 1930 subscribers. Words. Numbers. Whew, numbers are worse than fucking words, you guys. But look at year 3. We're growing, man. I think that was like a 13 or an 800 subscriber growth from year 1. But year 3, we're looking at 3.38, 3,380 something plus. I think I'm at 86, 3,386 currently. So we got growth, And when I looked at the overall numbers the other day, right when it hit the to the day, April 1st. And you want to just talk about another just like nice little mental bump. And you're like, oh, okay. Because I had to like put shit aside for a long time while I was going through all the fucking bullshit, and I wasn't able to put as much content out and things kind of slowed. But to see the overall growth, and things are coming back up now that I'm committing more to the content again and really attacking it this time. It's going back up. So look at the fucking some of the new cities and countries that we visited. 26 total countries. We're talking about podcast downloads now at this point. In 26 countries, 269 fucking cities have enjoyed Smith, at least to some level. Hopefully. That's the goal. I mean, there's always people that are going to look at the podcast and only look at it once or twice. And you're like, okay, I don't really give a shit. I've done that. Of course. You see something you might like, you check it out. Nah, I didn't like it as much as I thought I would. I get that. But then you get more and more. Let's look at some countries now. U.S. at 72%. Ireland following in at 9% of the downloads. We got Germany, Brazil, Canada, France, New Zealand, all in like the top 10, I want to say. It's probably not 10 numbers. But it was fucking awesome because at this time last year, Ireland, which is my target demographic, kind of, was like 0.7% or something like that. So to see that growth in Ireland is fucking awesome. And everywhere else, too. Don't get me wrong. Now, some cities. Where are we looking at here? Hey, Gaylord, Michigan fucking representing. Bel Air, Michigan representing. County Cork in Ireland. It's always fucking awesome when I see another Ireland listen to a download. It's pretty fucking rad. Where the fuck else? Jan? I can't even see those fucking words. My shitty eyes. France, let's just say that. Effingham, Illinois. F&A, Effingham, Illinois. Wherever you're fucking at. Whoever you are, bless your heart, and everybody else that has checked out videos, podcasts, reactions, thought about becoming a patron, became a patron. It's going to be pretty fucking fun the next 2 years. Really committing myself again to the show and doing what I set out to do. And it's looking fucking awesome. I can't even really tell you how positive I am about the whole thing. Just working out to what the goal was, man, which is to build a fucking show that would sustain me, where I didn't have to work a fucking full-time job, where I could just worry about the show and doing that and proving to myself that I could make it on that sort of realm outside of fucking radio or something like that, that I had something to offer to enough people that wanted to watch it or listen or however you choose to enjoy Smith. Which sounds fucking stupid when you say it like that. But hey, that's the progress report, you guys. It's looking better than fucking ever. In this new place with the new stuff I'm going to be doing, the reactions are still going to come. There's so much stuff I'm doing that it definitely takes the amount that I can like release reaction videos, because just everything takes time. But I'm making steps to make things quicker and make shit more efficient for me on the technical side of it. So everything's working and looking good, you guys. Now let's do a reaction. I've been talking for so long. My mouth's all dry. Oh. What do you have to make stupid fucking noises? How about that? Man, that Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese rivalry, which I really want it to be a rivalry. I really do feel like there's people that will talk shit about this point and fuck off, because I feel like I have a point, a good point. Like if you ever watched that Magic Bird documentary, like the NBA was dead. You know, nobody was watching the NBA. And then Magic and Bird faced off in the NCAA tournament and created this rivalry, this really intense rivalry. While they weren't friends, and they became friends later, very close friends later. But that fucking rivalry, it reinvigorated the NBA to super proportions. And I think the same could be said for women's basketball for sure. And if there's some way, like I'm not one of those people that thinks like the NBA is fixed, but if you're ever going to fix anything, You don't have to like draft them to like division rivals. You don't want to put them in Boston and L.A. just to create that East Coast West Coast rivalry. But I mean, if you could create a rivalry that really stood the test of time in that WNBA realm, where they, each fought each other for championships fucking every other year or something like that, really became this intense thing. That could be something that could bring the WNBA to new heights for them, which would be good for them. I don't watch WNBA. I don't watch women's basketball. I just never have. It's not a thing that's been on my target. I don't hate it. I just never watched it. I made it a point to watch it the other night though, and it was fucking fun. It was a really great game. I turned it on at halftime. I was just like, it was one of those things where you're just scrolling. I was sitting there scrolling, and I'm like, oh, that game's on. I watch a lot of ESPN, so I'm aware of the things, But I just like, all right, we'll turn it on. Fuck, it was good. A fantastic game. And man, Caitlin Clark, she's got handles. She's got handles, and I was just like, holy fucking shit, she made another one. Oh my fucking God, she made another one. It was really fun. I was glad I watched it. Would I watch it more? I don't know. And it's like I don't watch NBA. I stopped watching March Madness basketball, and mostly because I just don't have the fucking time to sit and watch it. I don't do brackets anymore. I used to do it religiously. So it's not like I'm excluding that simply because they're women. I don't feel like. But yeah, I don't know if that would make me watch it. Who knows? Who knows? But if it creates more fucking people to watch like it did for me last night, who the fuck knows? But hey, Alterium, I'm glad you exist because a lot of people dig you. And that's really the moral of that story. What is next on this What the Hell Everything podcast? Hi to Joe on the live stream. Piano and rock always wins in my book. Thanks for letting that one roll. I'm not sure about the vocals, but chick rockers always have a tough customer in me. Wonder why that is. I don't know. I was thinking. I've thought about this a lot. Because mostly the music that I've listened to throughout my life, rock and metal and whatever, have been male-dominated vocally. And I'm like, is that because I'm sexist? And I'm just like, probably not. I really just feel like it is you listen to what you relate to. I say this all the time. The music, its ultimate is being relatable. There's a reason that Taylor Swift fans don't necessarily listen to Metallica, and I'm generalizing, obviously. But you know what I mean? It's hard to relate to Hetfield unless you're a dude and you can relate to that fucking horror, that fucking gruffness and shit like that, and sort of the anger as an angry young fucking kid that you listen to your whole life. And there's been female artists that I've listened to throughout my whole life, but I'm wondering if that, because I've heard other women say that they don't necessarily gravitate towards women's vocals. And then there's another subscriber, is her name Soli Wolfgang Daughter? Something along those lines. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. But I've seen her comment and say that, she only really likes female vocalists. And there's some people would say that and be like, that's sexist. Not really. Not if you're listening to what you are trying to relate yourself to. Or probably said that wrong. Maybe a smart thought, got it out all fucking stupid. It's always interesting to me. Anyway, so what's next? Let's do what? Oh, you know what I realized? Like yesterday, I don't know how the fuck I thought of this just out of the blue. When the fuck did I go to Chicago now? Just about on St. Patrick's Day weekend. So it's been just about 2 weeks now since I went to Chicago. And I stayed at the hotel, the Roby. It was a really fucking nice hotel, man. And got a fairly decent rate. But they had valet available. And I'm like, fuck yes, I'm taking valet because I don't know where to park, man. It's just so crowded. There's you just don't know. I'm like, I'll take valet. It's like $50. And did that and took the Ubers where I needed to go, and I got the valet promptly the next fucking morning, I might add. And got the fucking car and left and everything. And then yesterday, I was just sitting out of nowhere. I think I was driving, and I was just like, "Oh, I never tipped that fucking valet guy." It is fucking hilarious just how all of a sudden, you left something on or you fuck something up at work and you'll just go goo at like 3 a.m. and you'll be like, "Oh man, I forgot that shit." Just how your brain just all of a sudden alarms. I never tipped that fucking valet guy. I was like, what should I do? Because historically, I've talked about this on the show before. I historically am an over tipper. Historically, I tip everything. I've worked service a lot of my adult life, and you take out the 15 years in radio, most of that's somewhere in the service industry, bartending or whatever, and I just always tip, and I usually over tip. So just to think about that I remember I walked outside with him, and it was almost, he didn't do one of these things in the movies or like fucking Home Alone where you stand there, the valet or the bus, the bellboy or whomever stands there with his fucking hand out waiting for the tip. But he was definitely like standing there, and I was like, "Okay, man, thanks a lot." And I just walked away and didn't fucking tip him. And he'd had to been like, "This fucking motherfucker, this motherfucker." And I was like, what the fuck do I do? Can I do anything? Should I call like the Roby and be like, who the fuck was your valet guy on this day at so-and-so that took this car? How the fuck am I going to tip it? Credit card? And I was like, you know what? You just chalk that one up to experience. Tip the valet guy from now on. You son of a bitch. That's going to be one I'll need to talk to like a therapist about when I start talking to a therapist. It'd be like, that one time I didn't tip that valet guy in Chicago and I had fucking 20 years of guilt. That's silly. You won't have 20 years of guilt. But I've had about 24 hours of guilt. Hopefully that goes away. I'm not that guilty in the grand scheme of things, shit just happens. Hey, now I know it. I just went blank. Hey, let's do a little sponsor live read. It's brought to you by me and the Smitty Learns Irish pubcast coming in 2026, 2 years from now, where I am going to learn everything Irish. I'm going to learn the language. I'm going to learn all the sports. I'm going to learn the music. I'm going to learn all the things and have a pubcast, hike town to town and do a pubcast in pubs. Podcast in pubs. Not getting the words out right now. You get the idea. Pub interviews with historians and musicians and anybody that I can get to come in and talk about that town, and then hike on to the next one and do another pubcast and do another one and do another one. And when all is said and done, after one season, I expect to really have just immersed myself in the people, and I can't fucking wait for it. The Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast in 2026. Sponsored by me, I said. What the hell, everything? I haven't even done any headline scrolls yet. So that's what I'm going to do now. Scroll some headlines, see if there's some things to talk shit about. If I can speak halfway intelligently about anything. Which this, I don't know if I'll be able to speak intelligently about it, but from experience, maybe a little bit. Fox 17 News, which is out of where? I'm curious. I'll usually like to give a shout out. Maybe it doesn't matter. 6-figure incomes now needed in nearly half the states to afford a home. You need to be making 6 figures in order to afford a home. Median priced home in the U.S. now over $402,000, according to a bank rate report that pulled pricing data from Redfin. Places that needed annual salary for a person or family aspiring to buy a home at $110,000. Of course, the old adage with real estate is location, location, location. California as a whole has the most expensive homes in the country. Other places, Hawaii, District of Columbia, Massachusetts, Washington. Mississippi has the lowest annual income. I don't really want to look at all 50 states. It doesn't really matter. The point of the story is good fucking luck. Good fucking luck, man. As somebody who fucking really lucked out and found a place after struggling with it, it's rough. Talked to some people recently about just, I think they had found a place recently or were looking for a place. And I'm like, sorry, well, the apartment here was available, but it's been rented out. I have new neighbors. Just moved in, actually. And it's just like, dude, there's nothing available. It's pretty fucking dire. Good luck. Good fucking luck. What's next? Oh, yeah, Taiwan earthquake. That's fucking scary. I went to bed last night, right before I went to bed, and saw that had happened, and saw that there was a tsunami warning. So I didn't see if there had been any tsunamis at all anywhere. But every time, it just makes you wonder, is this going to be the earthquake that just sets it all on? That's not as likely as like a super volcano. What's more likely? The earth just like crust just splits off just enough to create some catastrophic fucking volcanoes, like the super volcano. Every time something like that happens, what's going to happen first? Is the earth going to tell us to go fuck ourselves, or are we going to make the earth tell us to go fuck ourselves? Hey, what's next? George Carlin, one of my all-time greatest heroes. I didn't even know this existed. George Carlin estate settles with podcasters over fake comedy special with podcasters over fake comedy special purportedly generated by AI. So AI made a comedy special of George Carlin material, quote, 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 fucking bullshit, not George Carlin. The estate of George Carlin has agreed to settle a lawsuit over a fake hour-long comedy special. Was it video? I don't know. It seems like YouTube is stepping up the game as far as trying to, I don't want to say, I don't really know how to say it, to discourage that content, because it now, when you're uploading videos and such, you have to be like, hey, is this video for kids? And I'm always like, fuck no, it's not. And, all these options you have to click before you can move on and publish your video. And now there is this option of asking if you're doing AI shit, essentially. Are you doing... is this impersonating anybody? Is this supposed to be fake? And I hit no every time. But so they're kind of fighting that now, it seems like. But the settlement agreement filed with the federal court Monday, and the proposed order from both sides that awaits approval from the judge. The podcast outlet Dudesy agrees to permanently take down the special and to refrain from using Carlin's image, voice, or likeness in the future without the express written approval of the estate. Yeah, no fucking shit. Kelly Carlin said in a statement, who I interviewed once on the radio, she was fucking delightful. I am grateful that the defendants acted responsibly by swiftly removing the video they made. While it is a shame that this happened at all, I hope this case serves as a warning about the dangers posed by AI technologies and the need for appropriate safeguards, not just for artists and creatives, but for every human on Earth. So fucking, it's nuts. It's so crazy. Everything is fucking nuts, man. And it's kind of fun to go bonkers too. It's kind of fun to talk shit about. I don't even know how to wrap my head around it. I said it the other day. I mean, the Neuralink things, we're living in the future 100%. But at some point, you are literally not going to fucking know if what you're looking at or what you're seeing in the news is real. There's already enough people that are super discouraged with whatever, that nothing is real anyway. So it can only get worse and worse and worse. Or better if you're an optimist, and I hope you are. I hope you are optimistic as fuck. Next on the What the Hell Everything podcast. I don't know. Hey, Steve chiming in as well. We watched them on Yops on the. Okay, that I asked the question during that Kate Bush reaction. Where'd people watch fucking videos back in the day before MTV? I know artists made videos, but I never watched them. I lived in northern Michigan. We only had 3 fucking channels. Clunk, clunk, with an antenna, and you didn't ever get any of that shit. You barely watched anything, ever. But Top the Pops, okay, that was where they played videos. In England. Steve's in from fucking London. Thanks, Steve, for that rad request. I appreciate that. Man, I made some fantastic fucking twice-baked potatoes the other day. I was so happy with myself. I'd tried it before and fucking failed miserably. Because when you get to the whole twice-baked part, when you slice the potato lengthwise and then scoop out all the baked potato to mash it, and then put all the things in it before you it back into the potato and bake it again with all the cheese and things. It's fucking awesome. But like the last time, my biggest problem especially when I'm doing things intricate and you got to be careful, my brain just wanders. Clearly, you know this. If you follow the podcast for any length of time, and I just start fucking up because I just start gouging like the potato or something I'm scraping. But I successfully was able to scrape out the things and made a fantastic twice-baked potato. And then fried up extra leftover mashed potatoes for breakfast. Put eggs on it. That was my culinary triumph for the week. There's going to be a new bit, Smitty's Culinary Triumph, because I'm trying to cook more. Just so I can eat more home-cooked meals rather than takeout. That's kind of the whole point of it. Let's see. Let's scroll some more headlines, you guys. Let's scroll some more headlines. Oh, what do I want to do? This one was pretty weird. Robbie Williams, who's not Irish, but this is from the Irish Star. And he might be Irish. I have no idea. I thought he was British. Says aliens are targeting him because what the fuck? Pop up, stop it. Are targeting him because of his fame to be a messenger. Sure. Next. Who am I to say you're wrong? If it was proven that aliens killed Robbie Williams, I mean, it wouldn't be funny, right? If I saw that on the news, would I laugh? Aliens killed Robbie Williams. Would I be like, what the fuck? Or would I fucking laugh? Probably laugh afterwards. I don't know. I don't want him to die. But some things are just funny. To me. Hey, Botswana threatens to send 20,000 elephants to Germany. You don't say. The president of Botswana has threatened to send 20,000 elephants to Germany in a dispute over conservation. Okay. Earlier this year, Germany's Environment Ministry suggested there should be stricter limits on importing trophies from hunting animals. Botswana's president told German media this would only impoverish people in his country. He said elephant numbers had exploded as a result of conservation efforts, and hunting helped keep them in check. Germans should live together with the animals in the way you're trying to tell us to. This is no joke. So he's sending them 120,000 elephants. Here, since we can't hunt them, you take them because there's no fucking room. I kind of like that sentiment. All right, motherfuckers, here you go. What if elephants lived? What if we had mammoths in the United States? Man, that would be fun. Sometimes I like to wonder out loud. That's going to be it. That was it. That was it, you guys, on this What the Hell Everything podcast for the day. Thanks so much for coming on. Hopefully you enjoyed, and hopefully you'll enjoy the next time, whenever that might be. If you're digging a podcast, you haven't checked them out on Spotify or another audio platform, you never downloaded one, you got a commute or something, hey, throw it on a commute. It could be fun. Start following the podcast that way. Anyway, that does it for me. I'm out of here. Thanks so much, you guys. Until next time.
So long, sucker.
Good night, everybody!
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, all right, I'll see you guys there. By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch!
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I love y'all very much. Peace out!
Good night, ladies.
What the hell? Everything!